Hello, hello. No one joining yet? Let's see, am I on Wi-Fi? I'm on Wi-Fi. Oh, cool. Cool. Some people joined. I don't have any real agenda today. Anybody feel free to, hey bud, feel free to chat out some topics, questions, I don't know, anything really within reason. I do have a little mound of like packages, so I have at least something to do. I figured I'd show you what I've been buying. It's been brought to my attention that I probably shouldn't be like telegraphing my my moves quite so much. Usually people don't listen to me, but I showed, I've been showing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures that I've been collecting, and of course Mike Munchnick had to jump in and started buying up stuff that I was hoping to buy up. So I guess I shouldn't be telegraphing as they say, but so be it. I'll have to get Mike to sell me his turtles. Are there any real rare PS3 games to watch out for? Good question. If anybody here has an answer to that, I'm definitely open to hearing it. I'm sure there are PS3 games that are hard to find. I don't know of any off the top of my head. How can you buy so much games? I don't know, man. Because I'm not very good with keeping money in my account. It's great when it goes into gaming merchandise and assets, but nothing you're going to get rich off of. That's what I thought. So PS3, PS3 is kind of like the forgotten system. Like PS2 was the biggest thing since sliced bread, and obviously PS1 started it all. PS4 has been enormous and been out for a while now, and obviously PS5 has gotten a lot of hype. PS3 just kind of came and went for me, and I'm sure it's just my perspective, so take it with a grain of salt. But I just feel like PS3 is kind of the forgotten system. I feel like it wasn't overly played, and because of that, it probably has a lot of new old stock out there. So I think Ronnie's right. You're probably not going to get rich off anything PS3. There might be some cool games. I mean, there's a Turtles game, Mutants in Manhattan, that I've gotten graded. There's some Devil May Cry, which is a series I like, for PS3. So there's a few things that are worth getting, but that's really more of your own collecting style and what you feel comfortable with. You could probably make money off a few of these games, but are you going to make the kind of returns that you're seeing in other categories? I probably would go for PS2 first. PS1 still heating up, and a lot more room for some big numbers to come out, given Tomb Raider and some of the other crazy stuff that's happened. So yeah, VHS is coming up. I've got like 30 titles. Field of Dreams, Top Gun, The Good Son, Child's Play, Back to the Future, that kind of stuff. But I don't, I think populations of VHS tapes are going to be suspect. I think there's going to be large populations out there. So I don't think you should be overly indulgent in speculating on VHS. I think it's a fun thing to do, and if you want to do it just for fun, if you look at the money as just being expended and you don't care about the return, then you probably are going to do really, really well with it. If you invest and are making narrow margins, might be worthwhile. But you got to do you. You're glad guys are focusing on it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have moved on to VHS and spending all their time on VHS. So, it's leaving a few opportunities left open in gaming for now. People will fill those gaps, but it's, it is what it is. There's Disney VHS is good. I'm seeing a lot of really cool Turtles VHSs come out that are really enticing to me personally. I like really big movies that, you know, I personally, Back to the Future is one that I could have sealed all day long, and I could see enough people buying that even, you know, with as common as it is, it probably does okay. But, you know, I think, you know, there's probably a lot of stock out there of VHS tapes because they were sold everywhere. You know, that's also a big thing is like how many stores sold VHS back in the day. Well, everybody did. They went to the dollar stores. They went to, you know, through the whole gambit. So I imagine there's a lot of sealed copies out there. That's all I got to say. So um, Last of Us First Prints are rare too. Yeah, I got a Last of Us Part 2. The big edition, graded for someone once, came out really well. You know, VGA does a great job of doing big box items. I'll show you one. I'm actually using it as like a leading. This is my E-Tank from Mega Man. They did a nice, huge big box. You know, they did that with like the Ellie's edition PS4, and it came out really well. So if anybody is inclined to get something like that graded, I would say, you know, it costs a lot of money, and it's not great for selling, but it is great for like collector's items. I like the big stuff. I do. I just don't like to sell it because it breaks too easily. It's too much of a pain in the ass to sell. But in terms of like your own collection, if you want a console graded, if you want like a big box item graded, I would absolutely go after, you know, certain items. I think there's a lot of like value to be had out there in different collectibles that are just overlooked because they can't be fit into the right cases. That's the one thing that, you know, AFA VGA brings is that they can fit anything that they want to grade or anything that they want to encapsulate. They can do it. It's just a matter of like getting them to agree to do it for you. So they do display really nice. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I mean, I'm all about getting VGA to do weird stuff. I'll show you one other thing real quick. Real quick, this is cool. I've got this on my. On top of my bookcase right now, and I really like what they did here. Like, you know, I mean, just a really attractive. I mean, VGA does a great job. I have trouble with their customer service from time to time. They've been better lately. They've been a lot better lately, I guess. But they're slow as shit right now. They're 2 months behind. So you have to take that into account. But they, yeah, you know, they do a good job. And, you know, I've told people, like, their cases are actually tamper evident. And I say that because unless you have, like, you know, $1 million equipment to be doing this, like, you will know if somebody like tried to tamper with a VGA case. They don't open, they don't cut well, they don't, experiment with one. If you don't believe me, or take a game you don't care about, or buy a game you don't care about, and try to open it and try to replace it. Try to do something to it. It is extremely difficult. And I don't think it's very possible for the layman to be able to open and do any kind of tampering to any VGA product. But, you know, prove me wrong, I guess. Whatever. We got 915 making jokes. How are you? You need a shirt, buddy. I promised to give him a shirt with the last package, and I think I sent it to somebody else. So he was trolling for a minute. How's it going? I have an open VGA cut. I have opened a VGA case. It's very difficult. Yeah, I agree. I'm not at all worried about my investment in VGA. I think anybody who says that they are worried about fraud, I mean, I think that's just bullshit. It's once acrylic is set, it's not easy to manipulate. So, try it and tell me that I'm wrong, and then I would love for you to teach me. So, you prefer VGA to WATA? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I prefer one to the other. I just, you know, I like to just be impartial and call it as I see it, so that you can get the best information and make the decisions you want for yourself. I use both of them. I will use CGC when it opens up as well, unless there's a reason not to. I like Player One grading, who's coming on the scene now and showing some real progress. You know, I think they'll be open soon, and I think that's you know, I think that's a nice alternative for some people. I don't think you have to, you know, unless you plan to send your stuff to Heritage, there's not any real reason to go with one company over another. We'll say that. And once CGC comes on, you may have options there too. So, you know, let's just say nothing is set in stone at this point, and I don't think that you can make a wrong decision, so to speak. Hey, Dan. So, what do I think? Okay. So, after that long rant about all the things that are good about all the other companies, I did buy IGS. I did buy an IGS product. Before I show this, let me. So, I wanted to be able to talk about this. So, I went and I won one of my favorite movies of all times, The Real Batman. I love Batman Begins, so don't get me wrong, but Michael Keaton was Batman to me, and Jack Nicholson was the you know, the Joker, and Nicholson. Sorry. So I bought one, and I've got it in hand. All I can say is that I'm not sold. I don't particularly love what I've seen so far, and I'm not going to spend a ton of money with IGS. I'm not going to. Let me tell you why. So this was basically pieced together. I've heard that it's an operation out of a garage. I don't know if that's true. I don't want to start rumors, and even if it is, it doesn't necessarily disqualify it. But this looks like something that was made in a garage, in the sense that it looks like he buys pieces to it, buys acrylic pieces, super glues them together, and then you end up with your finished product. Is it a horrible product? No, but it's also not really what I've come to expect. You know, VGA cases are one piece, or, you know, two pieces rather. These are, you know, this is haphazardly put together. You can kind of see even like the connections. Let's see if this, you see, it's like got a gap in the connections at the top. And I just, you know, it's okay. I don't think this is I don't think it's uber professional. I think there's better options out there. And I'm looking right now at VHS DNA. They seem to have a nice handle on things. I like their cases a little bit better. I noticed that Valerie was following them, so they're probably going to get brought in to Heritage, is my thinking. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I doubt IGS gets picked up by Heritage. I doubt that happens. So VHS DNA probably has a better chance. There might be others out there. I'm not the most up to speed on VHS. We're just talking about it because we are. Yeah, I think I'm not an IGS fan. I'm not their biggest hater, but I'm not a fan. So I'm very neutral on it. This, on the other hand, my first game for tonight, I'm very bullish on. Batman Forever for Nintendo Game Boy. I love Batman. I love Minty Games. And I love Game Boy. So, got the three things that I look for in collectible games. It's in really good shape. And, again, I'm going to put that with my Batman that I already showed you. Keep the questions coming, because I I'm enjoying the conversations. I prefer VGA the Water. What do you think about IGS? I think I covered everything now. So, please keep the questions coming. Hey, bud, you should have a package coming to you soon. What is this? So this is from... Where is this from? Mexico. Oh, cool. Well, I know what this might be then. Ooh, it's DHL though. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay. Cross your fingers. I do not want to have... I'm really, really worried. No. No. No, 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 no. Please tell me this is not open. Alright, pray for this game. If you believe in the game gods or whatever. Oh no. I hope this is not open. I am going to be really upset if this is open. Tell me this was not open. Please, 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 please. Don't be opened. Oh, phew. It's not opened. It's not open. Wow. Okay. Shaq Fu. One of the rarest Game Boy games out there. Not the rarest, but one of the rarer games, especially to find sealed. Really, really nice conditioned Shaq Fu. So, I've got a little Shaq collection going so far. This will fit nicely into my Shaq Fu collection. Really great condition. So, super happy with this. This was just a lucky find. I always used to pick them up. Still searching for Batman. TMNT is not arriving. He's talking about the... I have a Turtles 4. Turtles in Time at WATA. But no, it's speedrun. I did speedrun on it, so it did not come back yet. But yeah, Turtles in Time is a bit of a grail. It's not a perfect condition one, but it is a made in Japan first print, so something truly special there. We'll see what kind of grade it gets, and hopefully it comes back in the next couple of weeks. The next game. Let's see. I love when people put stuff in software boxes like Corel Painter, like the old software boxes that... Oh, cool. This is one of my favorite series of all times, and I have been collecting these big box versions of them for some time now. This is a really nice Apple IIe, Apple IIc copy of Space Quest 1. This is the first Space Quest for, if you can see it, Apple IIe and IIc, which is kind of cool because that's like the earliest computers that this would have ever been released for, and this is a really beautiful, beautiful copy. So, really enjoying the big boxes you're gonna see today. I'm definitely like very bullish on computer games. Hey Shannon, you definitely set me down the rabbit hole last night. By the way, Shannon posted a picture of his new watch, and I basically had to go out and buy 3 of them. So. Thanks for that, buddy. That was really nice of you. Gotta go and show off the amazing watch, and I couldn't I was like a deer in the headlights, just incapable of making any other decisions other than must have watch as soon as possible. So, I think it's a really cool release. Tag Heuer Super Mario watch. So. I don't have any watches. I'm not typically a watch guy. I do use my Samsung watch, to count steps, but that's all I use it for. And this one did that, so I decided that, what better for me to have than a Super Mario watch, just would have been nice if I had known about it coming out and gotten it for like $1,500 cheaper when it first landed instead of paying the premium, the now eBay premium. But with things like watches, I don't see, I see it being a good investment. So, I kind of took his advice and went and got myself one too. So, maybe that's something you want to do before they get hard to get. They only made 2,000 of these watches, and I just think anything collectible, anything watches, anything Super Mario, all good categories to have a rare collectible. So it kind of meets all my criteria for a really interesting item to add to a collection. So, and it tells time. That's what I hear. Thanks for joining. Hey, Jeff. Just talked a little bit about VHS and some, I don't know, what else are we talking about? My bathrooms. Yeah. He's not here yet, though. I don't think did he join? He bought the rest of the turtles out there, so went and cleaned them off of eBay, or not eBay, but PayPal. So here's a cool game. This one I really enjoyed personally growing up. New York City subways definitely represented here by Tato's Renegade. 948++. Definitely got to be one of the nicer copies out there. The slogan is what is it? At 2 a.m. is no time to be alone in the subway, and you're about to find out why. So, really nice copy. Really, really love this game growing up. So, given the opportunity, had to add it to the collection. Definitely bullish on this game, as well as it just, being a classic. Really nice, like Double Dragon style, rough and tough beat 'em up, kind of game. So, really nothing more to it than it's a perfect game from the 80s. The epic cover, yeah. I mean, really, really, really a nice game there. So, this is going to be a cool package. This one I've been looking forward to. So there was a couple things that I did. I won a lot of stuff in the last Signature series, but there were a couple games that I missed, and I was a little bit disappointed on them. And one of them I got a chance to pick up this week. This is not it, but this is cool too. Ultimate Fighting Championship. Nintendo Game Boy. Color. In very nice condition. Everything I like. EA Sports, I believe. Oh no, this is Crave. I'm sorry. I usually buy the EA Sport ones, but I'll buy the other ones too. I gave up in order to get my Mega Man 1 the other week, a couple weeks ago. I mean, a couple months ago at this point. I guess it was in March. I had to give up my copy of this, so good to get a really minty copy back. Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, and a VGA 90. This is a great game to have on hand at all times. It's one of the most popular games I've found in terms of sales. Everybody has to have a copy of that, along with Mario and all the other shit. But it's one of the most popular games out there. So. Hey, bud, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, guys. And this was the one that I missed out on the auction. So I'm glad to have gotten a really minty copy of it. A VGA 90, Bart Simpson, Escape from Camp Deadly. So. Really minty Simpsons. Really super happy to get my hands on one after I missed it. So, yeah. So really, really cool. Ocarina of Time is better than Mega Man? Oh, Majora's Mask. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. A lot of people would agree with that. Probably everybody would agree with that. That being said, I didn't feel like dropping 30 or 40 or 50 G's on a freaking Ocarina of Time. So, you know, Majora's Mask is at least still, you know, a little bit more affordable. So, it's tough. I mean, those are going up pretty quickly, but you know, so is everything else. So, what do? I don't know. I mean, for me, I wanted to get another Majora. Yours is not today, buddy. It just got delivered. And hello, by the way. Thank you for that. By the way, we'll keep it between us for now. But let me just say, Minus Worlds has the best games. Is one of the best people I've met in this hobby. And if you don't know Minus Worlds, go his name is Tom. Go give him a shout. You should definitely know him if you don't. One of my favorite people out there. So, thank you, buddy. This is really cool shit too. You know, like I said, I've been collecting big box stuff. I've been doing a lot of like Space Quest, a lot of King's Quest. Here's Quest for Glory 2: Trial by Fire, a really, really nice copy. I love Quest for Glory. I love Sierra. There's your Sierra. I love all the different quests. I think this shit is amazing. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm really into this shit right now. OT is past my bank already? Are you saying it's bigger than your bank account? I think that's what you're trying to say. Yeah. So, let's see. Bob. Who's Bob? Who just puts, like, I don't want to show you his address, but, like, Bob. If you got to return this, hey, just, it goes back to Bob. All right? Just make sure Bob gets it. All right, man. That's just funny. Okay. Don't know what this is either. I'll bet it's Game Boy. It is Game Boy. Ooh. More than you're willing to give, for sure. Yeah, you know, I mean, Ocarina is just... I had Ocarina. I liked it. I liked having it. I don't have it anymore. What can I say? I wanted my Mega Man 1. This... I am all about this game right now. All about this game. In terms of, like, anticipation, in terms of, like, appreciation, I am all about this game right now. All about it. That's it. I'm all about this game. I think that is actually my second or third copy, so I might have one for sale or trade. I'm all about that. I can't stress to you, if you're out, I mean, I don't want to, like, have everybody go and, like, raid the market and then I can't find any, which is exactly what I do to myself. Now Mike Munchnick is taking all of my freaking turtles. Like, dude, stop buying my fucking turtles. I told you, stop buying my turtles. They're mine. I want the first prints. You can have the second and third prints. I want the action figures. The games too, but, you know. OT is your GOAT game, but still not giving 30K for it. I think if you want a high grade, and you probably do, knowing you, 30K is not going to do it for you anyway. So, but you know, Minus World's your guy. No, I think he's talking to me. He wants the Super Mario Deluxe, as he should. Beautiful game. One more time. One more time. This has been a sleeper. Don't. You know what? My following's not that big. Don't get a copy before it's too late. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not gonna bring it up again, because honestly, one time should be enough for you to go find these. Oh, he is here. Oh, yeah, I got the beat it. I'm sure I got the beat it. Now, you know what? I'm not gonna look right now. I'm not gonna let you goat me into going and doing this. But you know what? Stop taking my turtles. Just because I got to go and open them on camera like this doesn't mean that you're supposed to take them from me. I'm just saying, hey, like after I'm done getting all the games I want, then you should go and get yours. Like, and they should be like the ones that I'm buying. Something like that. Is that? I don't know. You'll get some now. Shit. Of course. Oh, what is... Ooh. I want you to see this from above. I'll go through these quickly, but that's some minty goodness. Alright. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't open all of these, because I'm just going to end up reading. So this is, you can see through the cover, this is King's Quest V for PC, Big Box. I'm not going to open it because I'm actually going to keep it in this to send it to Wada like that, but I've got another King's Quest here. Oh, this is cool. I will open this one. This is not King's Quest, so this is worth actually taking out of the bubble wrap for a second. Oh, this is two of them. I forgot I got two different copies. So one of the before all the different before Gran Turismo and before Gran Turismo, whatever, I don't know, whatever all the other Forza or what, you know, any of the new driving games. When we had computers, we had Test Drive from Accolade, and this was the game to have with all the fancy cars. So I don't know how many of you guys started on the computer, but if you owned a computer, this was the game you started on. And then Test Drive 2 came out, the Dual, and you had Test Drive, again, by Accolade, with all the fancy cars, and really, really cool shit. Again, not everybody here is like old enough to understand this, but like this is what the original racing games were. I feel like you played these with like a mouse, and you know it was different. It was, you know, it wasn't what games are today, but they started here, you know, and that's why, you know, for me that's why I like collecting them, because you know they got their start there. This is a you know, really deserves to be taken out of the package, but this is a Leisure Suit Larry 1. That's the first Leisure Suit Larry. On the back here, you can't see next to it, is a Leisure Suit Larry, I think 3. So, yeah, I got a bunch, needless to say, I got a bunch of Civilization 2. I want to see this one, actually. So, I don't know, does anybody here play Civilization? Civilization, historically speaking, has been one of my favorite games. So getting this, Civilization 2, this was a big, big release of Civilization. Obviously, after the first one, they always improved stuff on the second one the most. Micropose, Sid Meier's Civilization. This was like the game to own for very many, many years. CompUSA sticker on it and everything. This is definitely the thing that, you know, I probably played the most in my lifetime. That game right there. This was a big game too back in the day. Lynx Pro CD this one's from Macintosh before Tiger Woods came out. It was all Lynx. It was all Lynx. Lynx this, Lynx that, Lynx Pro. You know, it was all Lynx. Lynx were all the. And I don't know, Access Software, I guess. I don't know if they're the ones who made all the Lynx or what, but it was always like Lynx this, Lynx that. They were always the golf games until EA Sports came out with Tiger, I guess. Really, it was all about Tiger. Tiger was one of the best video games, honestly. Like, for Xbox and like PS2, I feel like Tiger is like one of my favorite games. And What? Maybe. No, not N64. I don't think Tiger came out for N64. But Tiger's a big game. Tiger is one of the best games to ever come out. So. All right, I'll skip the rest of the Star Wars. Star Wars Pirates. A few other games. Let's see what's in here. Did not come out for N64. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's a clean stiff too. It's really hard to find Civilization these days. Like, I don't know if people, there's a lot of Civ players out there, so I don't know if Civ players are just starting to buy them up. And Civ players are not always video game guys, but they are Civ players, so, it is what it is. This is cool. This, you can't see this too well, but this is Carmen Sandiego, and you can feel it's got a dictionary in there. So that's I think that's the first Carmen Sandiego. This is World of Warcraft. There's another King's Quest. I think I just got one of those in the mail, too. Carmen Sandiego 2, we're in the USA. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? This is Silent Steel. This is Police Quest Squat Edition. I think it's like Police Quest 4. Where in the USA is Carmen Sandiego? This is another really big one with a dictionary inside. And this is Police Quest Open Season. I don't know which one this is, 3 or 4, whichever one the other one isn't. A couple more. We got what are these? Hoarding Passage, and these just may have been extras. I don't know what those are. Here's X-Men and Myst. I love Myst. Myst was a big game. Myst is a game that's out for PS1, but doesn't get much love because it was a computer game. So someday I think it will, because people want the stuff that's been crossed over. But yeah. So that's actually, I think that's it. Any questions? Any comments? Like, obviously, I've been buying a lot of big box items. PC games, Macintosh games. I really like minty big box games. If you can find them, they are awesome to display. A lot of nostalgia for me personally. Probably other people too, I don't know, but for me personally, a lot of nostalgia there. And I think they're really hard to find. So when you find them in good condition, it's really something special. So yeah, buying a lot of that, buying obviously a lot of Game Boy, N64. Let's see what else. VHS. As we said, just keep it casual. I don't trust the populations out there, so. Will the $2 million offer to Rally be accepted? No, probably not. If I get stuff at Lobo Comic Cons, send you stuff. No, I mean, I don't go to Comic Con's not till October, and I don't go to conventions all that often in the first place. And I don't think it's a place where you can get that much stuff either. So, in fact, I would say anybody who's going to a convention to try to get stuff is probably going to be sorely disappointed this year. So, Reader Rabbit was the shiznit. I don't think I had. Did I have Reader Rabbit? I don't know. Maybe I did. Um, how do you know when to grab a first print on PC versus PS1? Well, if the first print is on PC, then grab it. If it's a game, I think for me, is the game big on PC? Was the game big on PC? Did a lot of people play it on PC? Like King's Quest, Space Quest, like Quest for Glory, all these Sierra franchises were very popular games that are some of which are still around today. So I think they were well played. I think there's a lot of people with connections to them. I have a very strong personal connection to them. I figure other people must too. And so I think when you can get them in mint condition, they're really beautiful games to preserve and to to get to their rightful owners. If you have a first print or even a first console print on PS1, I think that's big too. Madden I believe came out for PC first, so having the PC Madden I think is the most expensive one technically, which you wouldn't know because they don't go to Heritage yet. But I think that Madden for Genesis, which is the first console release of Madden, is really super expensive. Yeah, my brother said Oregon Trail would be cool. Yeah, I've been looking for that one. I think that one doesn't exist. It's cool because Oregon Trail was used at schools across the globe, well, at least across the country, for like teaching computers and teaching, whatever it is about the Oregon Trail, the Louisiana Purchase, whatever. But I don't. It's like impossible to find Oregon Trail. I've never seen it, so. I've seen a couple CIBs, but will CIB PC games be big? I don't know. Maybe. But Madden SNES is just as cool. Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, Genesis, I think, is... Personally, I'm partial to Genesis, and if I could get the big box PC game that apparently came out first, before all of them, that's what I would probably be buying, but... that big box PC game I know is super rare, and people who have it know what it is. So, yeah, it depends. I mean, I think that there's a huge untapped potential with PC games because of the way that console games came up. Essentially getting WATA to grade them and then trading on Heritage. My guess is that it's just a matter of time before PC games start trading on Heritage, whether it's that WATA starts grading them or conversely, like if they just start carrying them being graded by other VGA or some other company. I don't know what the case may be, but I think as soon as they start trading on Heritage, it's off to the races with PC games. So right now you can kind of experience the kind of market that Nintendo games were before everybody came on board in PC games. So if you're saying to yourself, well, I wish I had gotten involved earlier, well, here's your chance. Get involved in PC games. We're at the same stage now that we were 3 years ago in consoles. So if someone comes and starts grading them tomorrow, you're going to be in the same exact position. So you regret not being able to go back in time and get more console games before things happen. Go and buy PC games. Nintendo DS is purely speculative because there's large quantities. Game Gear is another good one because it's not done by WATA yet. But go and do some rare, go and get some rare stuff that, has just not been properly auctioned yet. So, with Madden has childhood memories, I guess. Oregon Trail, I don't know. First prints are hard for old school consoles. Yeah. It's also hard for PC games. And when I say PC, I include Apple, Mac, whatever, any personal computing. So, what are my thoughts on the momentum sport games are getting? Sport games have been increasing drastically for a while. Where are we now? There's no water. Sport games have been accelerating for a while. I think, and I've said this before, I think that the last signature auction was fueled by speculation, primarily stemming from sport card collectors. I think the people who bought the 9.88 plus Mario 64 and speculated on it 1.6 million, I think those are sport card collectors. I don't think they're comic collectors. I don't think they're game collectors. I think those are sport card collectors in particular. They're the kind of guys who go after stuff like that. They're the kind of guys who, put more emphasis on those values. And by putting more emphasis on those values, they sort of make it a self-fulfilling prophecy of it being worth that much because other sport card collectors are doing the same thing that they are. And maybe it's not sport card collectors, maybe it's more like sport card speculators. But the point's kind of the same. I think that there was largely some, I don't know, misinformation, just, whatever, propaganda, whatever you want to call it, and some shadiness going on. But regardless, the way that ties into sport games is that basically I'm saying there are more sport card guys on the scene and investing large amounts of money than ever before. Those guys also favor sport games, which is what happened last, April to like August of last year? Yeah, April, August of last year, where we were basically cooking along, and all of a sudden we started seeing stuff like Madden's popping and NHL's going up, and and sport games getting some love. Now, there's some old school guys like Ronnie who have been buying sport games for forever, and a lot of people made fun of them. He bought what he wanted, and a lot of people are like, oh, why are you collecting sport games? Well, fast forward to now when he looks really smart and everybody else looks pretty stupid, because now everybody and their mother wants all the sport games. Because the truth is that even the people who aren't into sports played sport games, and we all were like, like NHL 94 was my game. Like NHL 96, I need copies of both of them. I've been trying. I keep getting reseals. Like, I think the point is that, like, I think there's a large following. I think a large demographic of us have played those sport games, and thus make the nostalgia connection to it there, and also make it possible that, like, we want to buy these games because we lived and played that. Now, on the same token, like, the sport card guys are loving it because they want the cover with Madden on it, or they want the cover with Kobe Bryant on it, or whatever. So I definitely think sports games are going to be as popular as everything else now. I think that's been a shift in the market because it was never something that gamers cared about. Even though we do care about it because we played those, we never put the money into sport games, and we often overlooked them. I remember I had a Madden 97 for Sega Saturn that was like a VGA 90 or 95. I think I sold it for like $200 back in the day. I was like, wow, somebody paid that for a Madden. Like, yeah, I know it's a high grade, but like, it's Madden, Nowadays it would be like, oh, but it's Madden. Wow, like that should get a premium. So whatever, times change, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. Last weekend's FIFA hitting 15,000. That's just stupid money. I mean, that's a stupid. I love the game. I think it's a worthwhile game. There's lots of copies of it out there. There's no one in particular on the cover. I don't know. I don't see any reason for it to be, that to me it was like an $800 game until that sale. And Dave sold me NHL long box game 90 overall for $120. That sounds about right, Ronnie. Was that the Madden? Was that the Madden 97 I was talking about? Yeah, freaking crazy. But I mean, it was like it's Madden. Like, you don't want that. That's Madden. And now you're like, oh, you want that? That's Madden. It's funny how you just say it a little differently and it becomes true. But things were different. I mean, things were legitimately different. So I don't know. I think that Madden continues to rise. I think the FIFA continues to rise. I would throw out the sale from the 15K, and I would use the other existing sales plus whatever happens next. And obviously it'll take a spike up because that 15K sale is not going to be completely forgotten, so it's going to pull things up. But I don't think it goes up that to 15K. What else? What else, guys? Got a few more minutes before I need to go. Ronnie, are you back from vacation for good now? What do you think will be the big sports titles? I mean, Madden, everything. Michael Jordan is going to be big. It already is. It's going to continue to grow. I think Magic Johnson has legs to run. Joe Montana, all of the Sega Sports. I was collecting all the Sega Sport titles that were under a single athlete. So like David Robinson's or Tony La Russa's or Tommy La Russa's. I'm sorry. Joe Montana's, George Foreman's. Anything that was single athlete named, I was collecting. I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. But Joe Montana, huge game. Chaos in the Windy City is awesome. Jeff posted my old one up for just under $9,000 the other day, and I told him that he was crazy. If I had seen it in time, I would have bought it, but somebody else bought it first. It was a 9.4 A+. For Chaos in the Windy City, it's not an easy game to get. Michael Jordan, it's a great Michael Jordan cover, and definitely going to be worth, $40 pretty soon. So, I mean, it's Michael Jordan too. I mean, you got to mix those elements that are like, Michael Jordan, great selling, nostalgia, nostalgia to Jordan, nostalgia to the game, nostalgia, that's a great recipe for appreciation, in my opinion. So, for Madden, they say that the covers with John Madden are worth more than the covers that have players on them. So if you're going to get a John Madden game and it has players on it, just know that will be valued slightly less than the ones that have Madden on it. People, I guess, want to see Madden more than they want to see the players. I don't blame them. Whatever. I mean, John Madden's the star here. The players change every year, but John Madden's the one staying the same every year. So I sort of get that, but it's also interesting to me. So okay, well, I guess that's NBA Jam reigns supreme. NBA Jam will always be big. We know of a couple people hoarding NBA Jam. So like Contra and Diddy Kong Racing and a couple other titles, there are some legitimate people bogarting the NBA Jams. They think they're going to counter the market on it, maybe. I don't know. I don't like to see it. I don't like to see people hoarding stuff. I don't like to see someone with 15 Super Mario 3s. Are they allowed to do it? Yes. Do I on some level understand it? Yes. But you could put your money in other games, put them in other games, be a real collector. If you put your money in 13 of the same thing, you're not really a collector, you're a speculator, that's all you are. So I guess that's my problem with it, is you can't really call yourself a collector if you have just, 15 of the same title. I don't consider that a collector. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Ronnie, what do you think? Dan, what do you think? I think collectors go out and they want, maybe if you have 2 copies, you have one to sell and one to keep, but that one to sell makes you that's the not collector part of you. Over the first one you get because you really love it. Maybe you have 2 because they're different in some way. One's got a better seal, one's got a better box. but like, yeah, it's just hoarding. I guess that's a better word for it. This hoarding. I think of it as a dick thing because if I want to have a copy of Super Mario 3 and you've got 20, then you're just artificially increasing the price because because you want to try to, you know, get more money from me, and I'm not even saying it's a stupid idea, but it's kind of a dick move when you could be going for other titles that are also worthwhile having, diversifying your portfolio, and yeah, and not just showing off. Like, again, I'm not saying I'm like hating on any of these people. Like, you can do what you want to. It's a free world. I don't particularly like it myself. I think it's a show off. Yeah, I think it's completely speculative. I think it signals someone who doesn't really have an interest in what they're collecting. They just want to be rich, and I think it's an ugly profile for people who are trying to collect. So, um, it is boring. It's also boring. I mean, it makes you a boring person too, but you know it doesn't matter which title it is. It can be Contra. It can be it can be Mario 1. I mean, if you have the money to do it, then it's just signaling to everybody else that you don't give a shit about anybody yourself, and all you're in it for is the money. You're not in it to collect. You're not in it to be part of this collecting community. You're just in it to make some money off the collecting community. And there's nothing wrong with making some money along the way. This is an investment, but yeah. Do you collect video games? Dan said, "Nah, dude, I just collect Super Mario 3." I mean, what the fuck is that? I get, like I said, I get it. I guess I don't agree with it on some level. I don't. I think it can be seen. It gives the perspective of being ugly. Whatever. I love when I sell something to someone who I know is a collector, and I know that that's going in a display case somewhere, or that they actually care about what they're getting. Of course, it's not a requirement. It's not a prerequisite to do business or to be in this hobby. But it's nice to see real collectors. I guess it's nice to see people who really care, and it's nice to see that there's real attachments to these games, because I know I have them, and I get sentimental and I get upset about every game that I have to sell, and I sell so I can buy, but it's bittersweet. So, all right, well, this was good. Banjo Kazooie in the house. You got one? You got a Banjo Kazooie? I have one. You know what? I guess it's coming in next week. I have one coming in next week, I guess. I did find one in 85 plus finally. So I'm very, very big on Banjo Kazooie. Very, very bullish on that title. You got a Tui. Nice. I got a Tui as well. I think I got a 9.08 plus. Banjo Kazooie being the harder one to find. Tui is also an awesome title. Even the ones for GBA I think are worthwhile buying. But the Banjo Kazooie itself, the first one, is the that's gonna be the winner soon. I personally believe that Banjo Kazooie will have its day at Heritage in the next 6 months, and when it does, it's going to be like an $80,000 game. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be wrong. I think with Banjo Kazooie, when we get a copy in Heritage that's worth being there, I think it's going to go for big, stupid numbers. And I think it should. It's a huge game. It's number 10 overall in the N64 catalog, and yet it's rare as fuck. So, yeah, keep those banjos of any kind for now. Keep them hidden, or trade them to me. And when Pop Reports come out, and when the first one hits Heritage for real, like a 9.6 or something, you're going to see it go off to the races. They buy the one from Spain. I have no idea. Sealed at Wada. Just got Grunty's Revenge. That's really cool too. And the VHS tape. That's really cool too. Um, I'll sell you Tui for 40 grand. Yeah, I mean, uh, you know, no, but thanks. I mean, it will probably, the Tui is not as the Banjo Kazooie is super rare. Banjo Tooie is semi rare at best. Decently rare, maybe at maximum. It's not going to hit the same levels as Banjo Kazooie, but when Banjo Kazooie takes off, I expect it to pull Banjo Tooie up as well. So I think you'll benefit from the price action on Banjo Kazooie when it hits. It's just it hasn't hit yet, and when it does, it's going to hit Kazooie first, and then pull Tooie along to some degree for the ride. So, all right, I got to get this shit cleaned up. Thank you guys for joining. It was a good talk. We'll do this again sometime. I've got more games coming in 3 days. So if you need anything before then, let me know. But I got some water coming back. I just got notified today. So today is Wednesday, I believe. So by Saturday, probably. So hopefully we'll do one this weekend. If not, maybe Monday. But and if not, whenever. So thanks. Any value in Tom Brady covers? Yeah, I'm sure, but I don't know that many Tom Brady covers. If you find one, yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, when you collect a game like that, you're collecting the player. You're not really collecting the game, and it doesn't even matter if the game is bad, and they never are. But you're not collecting. You're collecting the player. You're collecting Joe Montana. You're collecting Todd. I mean, you're collecting the game with a little bit more with that. But if you find a Tom Brady cover, get it. Yes. Case shortages at WADA. Yes. The long DVD boxes are shortages. They're not shipping out any of those before September 1st, really. So if you have any DVD size boxes, you're going to be out of luck until. But everything else should ship. So. I'm hoping I get a nice little shipment this weekend. I don't know how many boxes it's going to be or how big, but I'll take what I can get. So, yeah. Again, thanks for joining. We will talk soon. Come hit me up if you want something. I do have some games for sale. I'm not publicly distributing them yet. I've only been distributing them to my following, so if you want games from me, I have about 200 to 300 games that are not posted, and I'm happy to work with you offline on. So come and DM me. Thanks, guys.